All right, we are going to continue with media availabilities today here at Darlington Raceway with driver of the number 97 Colleague Racing Chevrolet, Shane van Gisbergen. If you have a question, please raise your hand. We will start right over there with Jacob and then come up to Bob.
Jacob Seelman, Raceface Digital. Shane, about 11 races into your Xfinity Series full-time venture now, how do you feel like you've settled in with the car, with the series, and what's maybe some things that you're still trying to work on as a driver that you haven't totally gotten a handle on?
Yeah, firstly, afternoon, everyone. Yeah, it's been pretty tough. It's been really good, though, a lot of fun, a lot of learning, and I'm loving racing every week and a different challenge every week. This stretch of races is probably what we singled out as the most difficult. You know, Dover and Texas and this place, you know, it's this, and then Coke 600 in a couple of weeks. You know, I got some pretty tough weeks here, but feel like we're getting through it okay. Obviously, we want to be a bit quicker, but getting top 20s, completing every lap, and straight cars has been really good. So, yeah, first time at these tracks, that's sort of the goal. And then, yeah, towards the end of the year, especially when we come back to these places, we'll try and push for better results. But, yeah, been enjoying it, been having some great races with people, and ending most weeks with a smile on my face.
And a really cool throwback this weekend for you with the whole throwback weekend, but you're getting to pay a nod to Marcos Ambrose, and I feel like Marcos kind of paved the way for you and others to be able to follow. What's it mean to you to kind of be able to give the nod back to him with that scheme this weekend?
Yeah, it's been awesome, and you know, it was our first race with Quadlock as well, Australian company, so to have them on the car, and you know, Marcus has been pretty influential to me. He was one of the first guys I rang when the Chicago race was going to happen, and he told me, you know, what to expect and how to approach things. And now we speak most Thursdays, you know, especially when I'm going to a new type of track, and he's really good to talk to. And you know, when I speak to other people about what to expect, they tell me stuff that they think's basic, you know, and Marcus sort of breaks it down, and you know, you're going to feel this, the track's going to do this, and you know, like running on the rubber at Dover, for example, every single racing I've ever been a part of in my life, you want to be on the rubber and get the grip. And, you know, seeing how visual that was at Dover, and, you know, where to go to avoid it and how to avoid it, that stuff, you know, it's so foreign to us. So having those conversations with Marcus has been invaluable, and, you know, it's pretty cool to honor him. When I told him last week we were doing it, he was pretty stoked to see it.
We'll go to Bob.
Bob Parkhurst, Fox Sports. To follow up on that, did you do supercars? Do you guys ever do these type of things? And like, was this something when they told you about, were you like, what, we can just change it for a weekend?
Yeah, so we do it, or we used to do it at Sandown. It was a sort of a retro round, they would call it, and we did it a few times. But yeah, we didn't really have anything planned here for this weekend, and I don't think we had a sponsor for it a couple of months ago. So yeah, it was pretty cool to come up with it and do something like this.
And the wheel force test that you were able to do, just how valuable was that, and what did you learn, even though the cars doesn't necessarily drive exactly like the car would in a race?
Yeah, so all I was thinking about when I was doing it is I wish I got this chance to do this on an oval. Like, it was great to try some things with the cup cars, try some technique stuff and drive around, but I just wish I got some practice on an oval to experiment without the pressure of a practice or race. So yeah, but I learned so much. There's so much amazing high level technology here that I didn't know about and the fans don't know about. So that wheel force stuff's, seeing what it feels like, seeing what they learn, and then what they put into the simulator, it's amazing technology that's hidden from the world, I guess.
We're going to go to Steven.
Steven Stump, Frontrush.com. Shane running the Ambrose car. Can you talk more about just how influential he was in, you know, bridging the divide between, you know, Australia, New Zealand, and NASCAR? And did you kind of, you know, growing up back at home, did you notice more interest in stock car racing and NASCAR when he started, you know, running there in the late 2000s?
Yeah, 100%. You know, the NASCAR got so much coverage, and then when he stopped, it died off, and now it's come back again. So it's pretty awesome to have that, and, you know, hearing about people waking up early on a Monday morning or a Sunday morning to watch my races or the cup races now, it's really cool. And yeah, Marcus has gone through exactly what I'm going through 15 years ago. So the transition is definitely not easy, but and I'm stoked to see that other guys are coming to try it too. You know, there's 2 supercar guys I think racing at Sonoma, which is awesome, and more later in the year as well. So it's been cool to see, and hopefully more of us keep coming over and having a go.
We're going to go right back there in the blue.
Hi, Max Corcoran, Raceface TV. I just want to go back real quick on what Jacob said earlier about how you're still learning ovals and learning the Xfinity car. I wanted to know specifically, like, what have you taken from the Xfinity car and running on ovals that can help you here at Darlington, which has a reputation for being like one of the toughest tracks on the circuit. I just want to know like how you've been preparing for that.
Yeah, some things are different. Like I really struggled at the moment with the skew of the cars. So when the car lands in the corner, how the diff kind of flexes and the whole car yaws out. And like that's 30 years of racing for me, telling me that the car's spinning out. You know, my bum's telling me that I'm about to crash and I'm facing the infield, but you know, the side force of the car holds it in. So I'm still learning that the car's not sliding, and the hand of God, as Ross is telling me, is stopping me from spinning out. It's one of the craziest things to, just ignore that you're having a big spin, but you're not. So yeah, getting used to that feeling and understanding how these tires work. They're very different, how they come on and the pressures they run here. So yeah, it's just every week, and I'm pretty conservative, I guess, with my racing, and always takes me a while. I'm normally coming good by the 3rd stage, but it's too late by then. So definitely when we get back to tracks, I know, hopefully I'm quick from the get-go.
We'll go to the back.
Nikolai Kolb, NPC. A few weeks ago at Texas at the Chevy stage, there were a couple of fans there at the race, and they had said they were from New Zealand. They came all the way over here to see you. So how does that make you feel when someone comes from the other side of the world to see you race?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Like we're a long way from home, and seeing that support, and there's some fans actually here when we come in, but they had the Australian flag. It had too many stars on it, but still cool to see them so far from home, and not just for me here to enjoy the show as well, but to cheer me on. It's it's pretty special to have that support, and then even seeing the coverage that we get. With Cam coming over doing his races, how much coverage that got back home, it's really cool. And yeah, the interest on how I'm going every week it's cool to have.
Do we have any final questions for Shane? We'll come up here to Dustin.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. A couple things. First time at Sonoma, what did you think of that track, the challenges, and especially with the repave there, what it presents for a driver?
Yeah, it's really fast track, nice and flowing, and with the new pavement, it's really, really good how you can push the whole time and not have much tire deg. I don't know how good it will be for racing with so much speed and the passing zone's not rubbered in yet, but I was saying to someone before, I love the tracks here, how there's not much runoff. Coda's an exception, but you race in Australia now, the new tracks, or Europe, you can just get away with so much, whereas here, or Sonoma, and Watkins Glen, massive commitment tracks, but the wall's right beside the track, so the risk versus reward is a huge payoff, and I love tracks like that. And yeah, Sonoma for me is one of the best tracks I've been to lately.
Also, a third of the way through the season, so still a long way to go. I think there's as much an expectation that this is as much a year to get you ready for Cup. A third of the way year, where do you feel like you are, the growth, and what the next third might be like, considering what you've done so far?
Yeah, it's amazing that I've done probably almost as much as I would have done in Australia already into the year, so it's pretty cool. I didn't really have much expectations. We had some really good results at the start of the year, which probably makes the last few weeks seem not as good, but for me, I just want to be completing every lap, which means finishing on the lead lap, straight car, and we've been achieving that. And I'm competitive by nature, so I want to be getting good results soon, and there's some good tracks coming up for me for that, but I want to succeed at the ovals too and get better there.
Oh, one other thing is, a third of the way through the season, have you had your first conversation or phone call with the driver to either talk to them about something that happened on track that you were displeased about, or they called you and they were displeased about something with you? Have you had that experience yet?
No, I had that at Daytona with one guy, but yeah, actually, I kind of got loose into Matt in the 38 car last week, and I just went and saw him straight after the race, but I haven't had any bad ones yet. But yeah, I don't know. It's been pretty good.
We'll go to Kelly.
Kelly, CrandallRacer.com. Shane, kind of along those same lines, to be 15th in points right now, you got a couple of top 10s. I mean, is this a good place to be? Are you happy with being top 15 in points right now?
I haven't really looked at the points too much, but yeah, obviously you want to make the playoffs, and road courses are my best shot with that, but being able to point my way in would be amazing as well. But yeah, I think my position is in 15th is probably better than my pace at the moment. That's just from, as I said, being consistent and finishing all the laps. But yeah, hopefully that helps me later on, and we can get closer to pointing our way in, and if we win a race, we'll be in as well. But yeah, as I said, I don't really have expectations or a goal for myself. I just want to keep learning and keep getting better, and do the right things, so that gets me in a seat in the Cup Series next year.
Okay, so you said the word about playoffs there. I wanted to ask about that as well. Is that something you all are realistically eyeing as a goal for this year?
Yeah, we all want to be in there. I think that's every driver's goal, and hopefully by the end of the year I am semi-competitive on the ovals and can try and progress through. But that's a long way away still, but yeah, try and get in there.
We'll wrap up right back there.
Max Corcoran, Raceface Digital. Speaking of the playoffs and everything, with this stretch coming up on the schedule, you guys got Portland coming up in a few weeks, followed by Sonoma, and then a couple weeks later, Chicago. We know your track record on road courses, obviously winning the street circuit in your first try. So just building momentum for the playoffs, do you think having this stretch of road courses coming up can help you win to lock yourself in?
I'm not really focused on those races. Like, I have the Coke 600 in a few weeks, and as I said, I want to get better at the ovals and I want to be competitive there, and I know that I can just jump in on a road course and run up front. That's expected, but I know I can do that. But it's the ovals that's the learning curve for me, so that's definitely what I'm putting the most effort into, my driving and study and working with Bruce, my crew chief, to get better at the ovals. That's the goal for me.
All right, Shane, thanks for the time and good luck
Thanks,
this
guys.
weekend.
All right, there's the checkered flag. Great job, driver.